Hello? Hello, can you hear me at the back? Yeah. Right, so, I'm trying to work out how this goes. So, my name is Dr. Faz Alam, and many years ago, someone asked me, well, not someone asked me, an admissions tutor asked me, well, would you like to be a biologist or a microbiologist? So obviously I did the smart thing, and I said, you know what, I'll go with the one that sounds smaller. Microbiology, that should be easier. Turns out small things can be really important. Take that, ex-girlfriends. So...
They did, that's why they're upset.
Yeah, so when I introduce myself to people, I say like, well, I work with bacteria for a living, so when I introduce myself to people, they often like, you're gonna go, and then I tell them I work with bacteria, and then it just gets even worse. So the bacteria I work on is the flesh-eating bacteria, which is one of the bad ones. It's not one you really like to have. So yeah, sorry about the people, there might be a splash distance, and I apologise. Not really, but yeah. So I work on the flesh-eating bacteria, which is a funny sort of bacteria because it doesn't just cause flesh-eating disease, it causes a whole host of other diseases as well. For instance, it causes a sore throat. How many of you people have had a sore throat? Quite a lot of you. But I bet you didn't know that it also causes a flesh-eating disease, and also a disease called impetigo and toxic shock syndrome. In fact, it causes quite a lot of diseases that also... So this is a disease, and of course there's a lot of diseases that are also bands. And yes, you guessed it, they're all metal bands. Who would have thought? It's one of those things that every disease gets a metal band. Heck, even erectile dysfunction gets a metal band. Although, I've got some bad news for you people. Erectile dysfunction is no more. In 2010 they split up. Performance issues apparently. Yeah, I know, sorry. I know too. But yeah, so back to strep, because strep is a disease that's full of surprises. It causes strep is a bacteria that causes so many different diseases, and it can be difficult to figure out like which one will cause next. It's like getting a surprise, but not a nice surprise. Oh, strep. What did you get for me this Christmas? Oh, is it rheumatic heart fever? Fuck you, strep. Fuck you. And that's why I had to make strep glow in the dark. That's proper mad science. Well, I don't call myself a mad scientist, more like peeved scientist or scientist in need of counselling. But yeah, so I had to make strep glow in the dark. Why would I make a bacterium glow in the dark? Well, this fancy animation will tell you. So, if I make a bacterium glow in the dark, I can put it inside of the patient, in this case a mouse, and I can take photos of where it goes during an infection, so we can see the bacteria's journey through the body. So we can see where strep goes after an infection, which is both good to see where it goes, but also it's great for testing out vaccines, because when you see a bright spot, that's where the bacteria is, and when it goes away, that's when it's disappearing. So, let me take you to a Monday morning, a long time ago. I was working on a vaccination experiment, and it was going very well. So, you see the vaccinated mice and control mice, and the vaccinated mice are clearing out the bacteria, which is good. And the control mice still have a nasty infection. But then something very odd happened. Do you want to know what that odd thing was?
Yes.
Yes, so let me show you, because you can see these mice from their backs, but if I show you their fronts, they had they'd made their genitalia glow in the dark. Which is interesting for me, because I can't really claim responsibility for this. They did this themselves. So how would an infection in the nose suddenly go to the genitals? Well, turns out mice are very flexible, and they get bored sometimes. And who wouldn't do it? Well, who wouldn't? Lots of people actually, but anyway. But yeah, that's just the start of it, because this bacteria is because the thing about the strep for its part is it doesn't really care where it goes so long as it's warm and moist. It's also the opening line for my Tinder profile. Ladies. But yeah, let me tell you a story, it goes all the way to Japan, where there was this outbreak of a disease called balanopasitis. Now, that's a long word, and I don't like to weigh people down with jargon, so let me just think about how to explain this to you. Balanopasitis. What a wonderful phrase. Balanopasitis, ain't no passing craze. It means all foreskin for the rest of your days. It's a penis-free philosophy. Banana Poseidus. So yes, it's foreskin rot. So seeing one person turn up with this horrible disease, that's weird. But seeing two people, well, that's bizarre. Seeing an outbreak, well, how the hell did that happen? How could a bacterium that lives on your throat suddenly appear on someone's penis? I see. Turns out, what you're thinking, the researchers are thinking as well. And they managed to trace this outbreak to one prostitute in Sapporo who desperately needed Strepsil. And God bless her. Even with a sore throat, she still worked her hardest. I find that inspirational. But you know what? It gets even worse. I mean, or better, because let's go back to 1968 to Vanderbilt University, where there's a hospital where they were doing surgeries, and there was an outbreak of the flesh-eating disease, and they were wondering, how did this happen? Because it's obviously the worst 2-for-1 deal you can ever have. It's like you go into an operation. Well, how did my vasectomy go? Well, it's good. It went off without a hitch, but at least 2 hitches. I mean, but that's a tying up knots thing for a vasectomy joke. Throw that away. Step away from the joke. So basically, they got the flesh-eating disease, which is again terrible. You don't want that to happen. But so usually, what happens is when you see an outbreak like this, you think, oh, who's the culprit? Someone's carrying this disease and just giving it to the patients. So they had a suspect. That one person, they thought, oh yeah, this person, he's been in every single operation where someone has caught the disease. But we couldn't find it. It wasn't on his throat. They swabbed his throat, nothing, no strep on there at all. So they got desperate. They said, okay, let's swab his nose. Nothing. They even swabbed his ears, and then they got really desperate. They started swabbing his armpit, and then he said, you know what, let's just stick it up his arsehole. Which, of course, I can imagine the terror of that poor man is saying, like, there's an outbreak, it's bad enough, you're going to pin it on me, which is also bad, then you're going to take this little cotton bud and take away my... Yeah. But that's where they found it. And so they found this man's arse was streaming with strep, which is... And so, allow me to draw a diagram of the conclusion they went to. Basically... Strep is the only bacterium that's been documented to spread through farting. and of all the diseases it could have been, it had to be the flesh-eating disease. But I guess after all you've heard tonight, it's not that surprising. This disease really loves to get into the nasty places. So I'll leave you with that thought. Thank you very much. You've been a wonderful audience.